Be
Let me put
joyfully
my...
healing. Welcome, welcome, welcome.
Hello.
Yay.
Hello, happiness.
Hey, it's Holy Week.
What?
It's Holy Week, but it's not holy like this. It's that week of people are rejoicing, connecting, whatever, they're making it up. Some people are going, what week? But yes, that's what someone said to me. They go, do you celebrate Holy Week? And I was like, holy, holy, holy. Every day is holy. Every day is precious.
Yes. I remember when I was a young child, I thought it was awful because because Thursday, beginning Thursday, Thursday, Friday, and Saturday, it was only classic music, but classic sad music, you know.
Right.
And I was a child, I wished to be happy, and I thought it was awful. now it's not like that. Thank God.
I know it, and music has such an effect on each of us, right? So when it's that sad, sombering tone, it really does bring in this. Yeah. So we want happier tones. Happy, whatever that song is. Dun 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 dun, dun and happy.
Yes.
Dun 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 dun. Or
and I love classic music, but it was 3 days and nothing else in our radio. I thought it was too much. And I was raised as a Catholic, and that's okay. But I always said our music. I always thought our music were very sad because almost all, not all, because I watched and I saw the movies with black people, and those musics were so joyful.
yes.
They were joyful in the church, and I love that. I love that. Yes.
Oh yeah. I used to love those all those dancing movies where everything was dancing. They talked while they were dancing. You know, they were singing in the rain. You know. Or when they have all those numbers, those musical numbers where they had hundreds of people dancing and swimming in the water.
Life is a dance.
It's like, it's a party, and the party starts in here. Really, changing your thoughts starts in here, and we are affected by music or what we see that can affect us. Yeah. So that's how you can change the station, and that's how you can, to a new music. You can change the station in your mind to a more you know, whatever you need. It was just changing the station for someone who's about to go do surgery today, and they started to say that they were concerned or worried, and I said, well, how does that make you feel when you're feeling that way? And it's like, oh, and I'm like, and then what about the hospital? And I said, yeah, so what if you just trusted and believed that the doctor's going to do the right thing and everything's going to work out fine? And doesn't that feel better going into it? I mean, you never know what's going to happen, but right now, which one feels better? She's like, well, the positive one feels better.
Yeah, trust and
well,
believe.
So stand in that everything's going to be fine. That's what doctors are there for. They can do great things with surgeries. Like that's amazing talent doctors have, right? That's a gift when you can go to the hospital and you can get a remedy or a solution that changes you and makes you feel better.
And feel loved too, because we have so much love to do and to give and to share.
Mhm.
And what you believe, it is true. What we tend to believe and think, it is true. So
Yeah.
choose well, choose well. Because if you think something will be wrong, it is very possible that something will be wrong. And the option is, is true too. If you think everything will be fine, the tendency is that the trend is that everything can be much better. So choose well.
Yeah. Because it's just like in your health, even driving the car, you when you get in the car, you think about where you're going. Very few people sit in the car to go driving and start to think of, okay, so is anybody going to hit me on the way? Am I going to crash into anybody? What's going to happen while I'm driving? Who's going to cut me off? You know, you get in the car and you use it to get to where you need to go, and you're going with the intention that you're going to get there and you're going to get there safely, and it becomes an unconscious habit.
Yeah.
And then if something happens, and then you deal with it in that moment. I remember I was taking my daughter to drop her off at this very busy intersection. And anyways, you know, I do it like twice a week. So this particular time, just before I was going out the door, it was like, you need to grab that. And I grabbed about, I don't know, 10 pencils and pens and some paper. And I was like, I just did it. And I put it in the car. And then when you know it, I dropped her off and I was just waiting at the corner to turn, and poof, poof, the car behind me hit me and hit me into the car in front that was standing there. And it was just like, woo, you know, and I was that, you know, and I just got out of the car almost immediately, and I had the pens and the paper right there, right? And I was just walking like I was still in the pace, and like license plate numbers. and the thing was that the person that was that was like 4 cars behind, I think it was 1, 2, 3. And she was the 3rd car behind. So she hit that one. So the one that caused it took off from the scene because she was on something. But because I had the paper and the pen, I had already gotten her information.
That's it.
The police showed up, and I was already, here's all the information, because I was prepared, but I wasn't worried. It just happened, right?
Yes, and you felt the connection.
Mm-hmm.
You listened to your intuition. Yes, again, so good.
And our intuition is always communicating with us.
Yeah.
Just like I told you, Jacqueline's got the wrong time.
I remember when I didn't trust my intuition, or I didn't know if I should trust or not, you know? Is this good or not to trust in our intuition? I don't know. And then I didn't trust, so duh. Every time I didn't trust, it was not very good. So I learned to trust my intuition. Yeah. This is good.
It's the sense of spring is, at least in the northern hemisphere, I mean, it's still very lovely in the southern hemisphere. but it's this blossoming that things are starting in a new way. And if that feeling though can be with you every day when you wake up. It's a new dawn, it's a new day, it's a new life. And I'm feeling good. Dun, 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 dun. Isn't there a song? It's a new dawn, it's a new day, it's a new life.
And we feel that the birds, the flowers, me, it is 23 degrees here. Haha, so good.
So what's 50, 53 is what, 15?
50? No, 23. Did I say 53? 23 Celsius.
It's what Celsius?
23.
Oh, 23. Okay, 23. Okay. I thought I heard 53, and I was like, what? Yeah, 23 Celsius would be.
Maybe.
It's only 3 Celsius here.
Really? Oh, but we have some air that came from Africa, you know?
Yes.
Sometimes we are visited by Africa. And it's so good. Last Friday, I went outside and I was reading, sitting on the bench, and I almost burned, you know, my face.
Yes.
Half an hour and I got pinky.
Yeah. Well, I like to go, if I sit in the shelter, like so because the wind, and I'm just in the sun, it's like 23, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
You know, and then you go, oh, get that vitamin D. Woohoo!
Let's invite people to dance with us. So good to dance.
Just spin as a kid and see how long you'd spin. And then
Yep. Let's be crazy. Let's be happy.
And so it's about just loving your life, right? Loving, and even loving those experiences when you're releasing. It's, you know, it's the full moon in Libra, our sign. And so we could put emphasis on it and say, oh, so for those that do, it's a sense of the same thing. Full moon is a time to let go of ideas, thoughts, projects, and in that letting go, you might also have emotions. You might have some grief. You might have some fear. You might have some worry. And if you let it go, send the love, you receive more, because it's like pouring out the glass, and then the glass is empty, so you get more love.
To receive more. Yes. Life is so many wonderful things for us. So it's good to to send some away. Leave the old to get the new. New gifts, new life, new joy, new energy. Spring. Spring is coming. This is almost like we had a 1 year winter for some people. And now spring is coming. I noticed that there is more people in the streets. They are more joyful. They are more open. It's so good to see. Yeah.
Well, it's like when you open your body, right? You can just feel when you're more open, I think you connect with people that are more open, and you see the openings, and it's a ripple effect.
And you see people happy. It's so good to see
They're
people happy.
happy.
It's good.
And even if you notice somebody that isn't necessarily happy, your happiness is like hi, or just being. It's just being there, and they too might be affected by that without you even knowing, because it's like you're sprinkling happy dust wherever you go.
Sprinkling happy there. I like it.
It's like if you knew
Sprinkling happy there.
everywhere we go, when we're happy and we're joyful, we're leaving that impact. So when someone else walks into that energy, they're going, wow, that feels good, right? And they
Hello, that's what we are doing here. Sprinkling happiness. Receive. Take a shower.
I mean, who was the, it's like the fairy's wand, or the sparkling.
How do you call to that little fairy from Peter Pan? Sorry?
The fairy, the Tinkerbell.
What?
Tinkerbell?
Tinkerbell? Oh, we call it Timinho.
Say that in Reno.
Timinho. That's a little bell.
Little bell. Okay.
So good. So we are Tinkerbells. Ring, 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 ring. I'm so grateful. I'm so grateful to have the sun. I don't see it in this moment. It is cloudy because the air from Africa is cloudy today.
Yes.
But I'm so grateful. I don't see the sun, but I know it's there. It's up there with me, sending that energy and the heat and.
I know. I saw some pictures of some beautiful animals from Africa today on an Instagram, and in the safari gallery, if you've never had the chance to go. And it was just their exquisiteness of each creature. And I like, that's why I think I loved traveling, because everything is so much more seemingly alive, or it was, 30 years ago. We'll see next time I go back. But that's the idea, is there's so many amazing, from the tiniest little insect to, the zebra that's black and white. Like,
Yeah, it's precious.
who is she hiding from? Nobody.
And in South America too, it's such a variety of animals, fruits, plants, so different. It's amazing. It's amazing. It's awesome.
I was speaking with my friends in Costa Rica yesterday, and the vegetation, right? They're just starting to come into rainy season, and as you say, the fruits and the taste and the textures. Just looking at a picture, and when I was there, one of the dogs had a sudden death. It was and so we were all there, and we were all able to participate because it happened so quickly. She ate something that didn't agree with her, but now she's turning into a papaya tree is growing from where she is, and so
Whoa.
this is like new birth, right? And it's going to be replenished, and that's kind of the idea of when we let something go that maybe we've been holding on to that seems so dear to us. If we can trust and believe, when we let it go, it can grow into something greater and more wonderful that can nourish us ongoing.
Yeah, because nothing dies ever. Energy doesn't die. It transforms. So it's a kind of recycling. Yeah, new earth. Of course, it may be said for people that lose someone. Yes, of course, they miss loved ones, but they transition to another level of energy, and they are alive. They are. I believe that. I don't want to push no one to believe that, but I believe that it's just another level, and sometimes a much better level than what we have here.
Yeah. And for some people that have doubted and aren't certain, that want to believe that life goes on after, that's part of your experience um to have that. Like, I've heard stories where people have doubted and then they go, oh, my I know that was my father that left me that dime, or I know that was the sign to say from that birth that my mom is still alive, right? Like, and then that helps again to open up to this idea that everything transforms, everything takes on a new, we're shape shifting.
And if you don't believe that, okay, that's okay. But you can always have your loved ones in your heart, always.
Right.
Yeah, we are almost same color. You a bit. I cannot do that because I will show my leg.
I was like, shh, shh, shh. I'm turning into, when you said shape shifting, or I said shape, then I was like, yeah, shh, I'm Bruce Lee incognito. But
You
hey,
are
we're
Jacqueline.
just playing. You just think it might seem different because we're in bigger bodies. But that's the spirit of life, is to play with this environment and have our experience, right? Like, so, maybe it's we're going to kick forward. I'm going to be the kangaroo. Blah, blah.
Did you wash your feet?
But see,
We
I
all
can
have
make
a
it a few,
child.
and then I get tired. So I got to work on that a little bit more. Da, da.
We all have a child inside. So let's time. Let's play. It's so good. It's so healthy to play. It's healthy.
Did you ever play tag as a kid?
What's tag?
Tag is like, I touch you and you're it, and we run away.
Okay. We call it apanhada.
Pinata?
Apanhada.
Okay.
Because we run to to grab someone.
Yes.
Okay, tag. It's much easier.
And I used to like the one we did frozen tag. So when you got tagged, you had to freeze.
Yeah.
And then the person had to like crawl under your legs or something to unfree you. And so we might be the ones that are unfreeing you today if you've been in a stagnant space. We're wanting to say you're free. Live your life.
Yes. If you accept it, of course. Otherwise, we are just crazy.
Yeah.
But it's so nice to be crazy. I think I don't have a big ego now because sorry, I don't care. I know it's much better now. I feel happy, and I can know I help a lot of people that needs help, and do they understand they don't need it?
Yeah.
Yes, because when we feel good, others feel good around us. Yeah. or they can choose to feel good. And it has a ripple effect. And we wish to build that ripple effect in the world, in the whole world, in the whole world, in the whole universe.
I
That's
got,
big.
and there's that saying, right? You got the whole world in your hands, whole world in your hands. So if you had the whole world in your hands, would you be wanting to send worried, fearful vibes out there? Or would you want to be like loving it and caressing it and wanting everybody to get along, peace, harmony, and love,
That's it.
unity, respect, you know,
We are
everybody
giving them,
sharing in abundance those beautiful fruits and vegetables and experiencing all the different senses of nature, the magic of all the textures, the senses, the aromas. Oh, it's heaven.
yes, it's heaven. This is what we are making here, heaven.
Yes.
We are joining our hands, we are joining our thoughts, we are joining our emotions, our energy to bring heaven to earth. Step by step, people by people, thought by thought, we are giving our best to bring health, wealth, love,
Yes.
sympathy to the world. To you, to you.
Mhm.
Receive you. We love you. We love you. And we wish you to be healthy and wealthy and feel light and joyful as we are. Yes.
Yes.
Because when we feel good, we love to share. Yes, we love to share. And we build our feel good. We build it with our intention. Now we have it. Not every time, but most of the time. And we wish to share it with you. We wish to say it's possible to be happy. It's possible to be healthy. It's possible to be wealthy. It's possible to open to your natural abundance and happiness that is inside of you. Inside of you. I'm up and down.
I was opening and feeling all that, what you're saying, all the natural abundance, just feeling it and imagining that everybody in the whole world is feeling this freedom of within their body, the freedom to realize they can move and think and choose their thoughts, and this freedom to rely on what you're guided to do, rely on your heart's desires, realize how powerful you are in experiencing your life.
Yes, and your abundance is different from mine because you are different from me, and we have different ways. And it's important not to do what that person says or does because we are different.
Yeah.
We have to follow our heart
Yeah.
and to feel inside what feels better for us. Because what is good for me may be not so good for you. We are different persons, different souls, and we have different ways.
Mm-hmm.
But our way from the heart, from the soul, it's what gives us abundance. When we follow our heart, we find everything that is really for us. Sometimes not what we think it's good for us, but better, but much better. Oh,
And you can hear us and you can listen to many other people saying all this wonderful encouragement when you experience it, when you step out, right? When you go somewhere that you've never been, where you do something you've never done before, and you notice that it worked,
yes.
then it opens, right? So many people I work with define themselves by their burden. It has become an aspect of themselves, and they go, I have this, and they're carrying it around with them wherever they go. And to get them to fully grasp that if they want to be healthy, in really what healthy looks like, they've got to drop the burden.
Yes.
They have to let go of it, because that can't go in the where you want it to go, because it's a different, you're being a totally different person. And sometimes the transition between holding on and to there is like the caterpillar to the butterfly. So you're like, oh, maybe, okay, I'll get rid of a couple things, right? But you're still holding. And then eventually you're strong enough on the inner side. You know, you've been practicing, you've been trusting, you're believing, and then you're like, okay, I'm dropping it. And now you're stepping into the wings developing, and they're getting, and then one day you poof, you open up and you realize, I am free of everything I thought I was going to have to carry my whole life because someone else told me that.
Yes. But, but many people is afraid to drop the luggage and to drop the heavy backpack.
Mhm.
So what happens? Life kicks them off. Life takes them the whole baggage. People see they have no ground, they suffer, and they are forced to change, but with suffering. Mm, not so good to do like that. But many people choose that way because they are afraid. I chose that way in some parts of my life because I was afraid, because I was tight, close tightened to my safety. But then it comes a wind or something and our safety goes. And we are, and now, what now? Awful. Oh, I'm going to die. And then you understand, no, I'm going to fly. I can fly. Mother, I can fly. Like a little bird.
Yes. And that's where it's a very personal experience.
And
And
it can be frightening. Yes. At
mhm.
the beginning. Yes. Until you open your wings, it can be frightening. Yes. Try it.
It's this sense of like the mommy bird pushing the baby bird out of the nest, right? And the mummy bird's got to trust that moment that the bird is going to be, she's not like, okay, fly or die. She's believing that this is the moment that the little one is going to learn how to fly. And then you become better at it to navigate the changes of the wind currents, right? You realize, oh, maybe when a rainstorm used to bother you, now you're like, oh, this is so great. It's it's the constant newness of new experiences. Even if it seems like it's the same, your experience of it changes because I changed. So because I changed, what I'm now experiencing is different. And if this doesn't make sense to you, it's because you've yet to have that experience. Once you have that experience and you start to realize you're thinking differently, you're feeling differently, you're noticing different things, then you start to trust this newness, new perceptions, new thoughts, and what's going on in here.
Yes. And at the beginning, you can be like this. I want to fly. But then you are taken by air or something and we you just trust the air makes you crush or something. I don't know in English. But it becomes softer and you learn to fly in a easier and relaxed way. No effort or much more effort. Hmm.
I saw some photos the other day of an eagle and a goose, a Canadian goose. And the photographer first saw the feathers and he thought the goose was done, that the eagle had got the goose and that was it. And then as the photographs continued, it was like this goose just was, forget it, man, you're not taking me anywhere. And eventually the eagle flew off. And, you know, he kept wanting to pick up the goose and make the goose dinner. But the goose was like, no, 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 no.
It's not my intention.
and that's sometimes what happens is you automatically think something's going to occur because it's happened that way, or something stronger or better or whatever, and then you have a situation where the goose, the underdog, you know, what you think is impossible or out of this world happens for you, and it's awesome. Like, I was talking, or we weren't talking, we were texting. This nutritionist was talking about all the nutritional aspects that need to happen if somebody's wanting to stay healthy. And I was just saying, yeah, I used to think all those same things too. And then I also realized that when my children weren't eating all those good things, I was then kind of worried and scared, or, oh, don't eat that crap. And then I realized that ooh and ah was also influencing what they were eating. So when I came into peace with wanting whatever was being eaten to be for your highest and best good, you know, you could trust the process. Yeah. And that felt more in alignment with me, right? So she wanted to debate on me that it was that you know, and I was just kind of saying, no, we just had different experiences. That's all I'm saying. It's not a right or a wrong. It's just we're in different experiences, and I just wanted to, you know, let some parents know, they get all concerned like I was all concerned, that it's okay again. It's okay. Trust the process.
And it depends on what you believe, because if you believe you'll be sick, maybe you will. It's probable that you will be sick, even if you eat a lot of healthy food. It is because your worry makes you sick, not the food. Your worry. It's a stress. Worry is a stress, and when you worry one time and two times and three and four and five, It's chronic stress
Mhm.
that makes you sick. So if you wish to be healthy, do the opposite. Rest, believe, rest, try it. If you like, give it a try and choose to feel a little bit better
Mhm.
each time. Step by step, grain by grain, we are climbing the mountain because we wish to climb the mountain in an easy and joyful way.
It's a beautiful world filled with beautiful possibilities.
And it's your world. This world is here for you. This world is here for you. Mm. And as I like to say, the universe is your friend. Rest. The universe is your friend.
Mhm.
And when you start to believe that, when you start to think that, you'll see the proof. Expect those proofs too.
Yeah. And wouldn't that be wonderful to really embrace that friend that you, the universe that you can trust, that's always going to be there for you, that's always going to want to support you and help you. And I,
Provide anything.
sometimes for me, it was kind of like, because of my past, it was like, really, is it really going to be there? Is it really going to work? Because my framework was, and until I started to trust and trust, and then it's like the universe is there. The universe is my friend. The universe is working for me, right? And if it's working, if this source energy, this God, higher consciousness is working for me, then what could possibly, I'm not even gonna finish that question because I don't want to entertain that as a possibility. If it's working for me, it can only work for me.
Yeah, mankind is the only species that doesn't believe in that. Look at the flowers. Look at the animals. Have you ever seen a sunflower worrying? I worry that the rain doesn't come. I'm so worried. I'm so worried. I think I'm going to be sick. No, flowers don't worry. They know that the universe provides everything they need.
Hmm.
They know. And they are so beautiful.
Yeah,
They dress so beautiful. They smell so beautifully, most of them.
it's true.
And even ones that don't smell good, they don't care. They have no care.
But sometimes the flowers, even like if the winds are coming, they close in their petals, right? They get prepared. The animals gather. If it's going to be a long winter, you'll see the squirrels will be gathering earlier, right? There's an innate order. There's a natural flow, and for me, that's what this whole time is happening for people, is to see that so many things that they thought were normal, or even the new norm, is like going from holding this to the, oh, do I want it, right, to the freedom. And the freedom is to be in this natural flow and to trust and to enjoy and to play and to feel the abundance. And it's awesome, isn't it?
And this is message for you today. It's time for you to follow the flow of your heart, of your happiness. Like a bird in the sky, just follow your flow. Mm. That's the message for today. We leave you with that. Follow your heart. Follow the flow of life, of nature, with love. Love is who you are.
Love, love,
Canta.
love.
Canta.